it's a hostage situation. It's a hostage situation. And we are live. Sandeep, you ready?
A very good evening to fellow members and dear guests. I, Sandeep Kumar, Sergeant at Arms, welcome you all at 128th meeting of professional speakers where eloquence meets impact. Our club mission is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. Please help me in joining our president, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur. He comes from a community which is lazy in speaking, that is chartered accountants. He believes that no one should be lazy in communication and derives his passion for Toastmaster from this belief. He's a very passionate Toastmaster for 5 years, and he's on his way to becoming a voracious reader, writer, and speaker. Without much delay, please help me in joining, welcoming Distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur.
Thank you, Sandeep. Good evening, members and guests of professional speakers. Someone has said that if you risk nothing, then you are going to risk everything. We always want to play in small things. We want to go with the short things and we want to remain in the zone where there is a least resistance. If we have to make a leap, and here at professional speaker we are only to leap in our professional life, so we have to put our entire life at stake, and if we have to do that, we have to put our entire efforts to our short term goals. Someone has said that if people are not laughing at your goals, then you need to change your goals. So we need to make some unrealistic goal and then make it realistic in terms of smart goals at professional speakers. If we are going to do that, we are definitely going to fail. And if we are failing, it does not matter if we fail or not. What matter is how we are managing our failures. So, with this spirit in mind that we are going into the wild with our best efforts at professional speakers, are we ready for 120th meetings?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I am Mukesh Thakur. Welcome you 100 to the 128th meetings of professional speakers where eloquence meet impact. Before I go into the meeting, I would like to conduct a business segment. And before conducting a business segment, I would like to welcome all our distinguished guests that who has joined us in our this August gathering. So please keep your hands together to welcoming Pooja Sareen. Please welcome Clara. Please welcome Alex. Please welcome Suzanne. Please welcome Ekta, also our area director. Please welcome Seema. And please welcome Geeta Kashyap. Now it's time for our members to take a shout out of their short-term goals that I was talking about. As a tradition of professional speaker, each meeting we start our meeting with a determination of our short-term goals and reporting of how we progressed about our goals in this week. Give me one moment when I share the screen. And members, please start speaking about your goal as I turn your slides in. I guess Aditya is here. Moving on. And Shu, Priya.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Devna Chaturvedi. My short-term goal is to conduct 4 45-minute to 1 hour online improv jam sessions by 30th of April. So far, I have started designing the creatives and I plan to complete that by the end of this month.
Thank you. Hane is there. Good evening once again. I am Mukesh Thakur and my short-term goals at professional speakers are fourfold. The first one is to reduce the grammatical errors to zero. Second is to smooth flow of a structured thought. Third is deep voice and flawless enunciation and pronunciation. And fourth one is to upload a professional video. For the first and second, I am writing 1000 words every day. And this week I have written 7000 words. And I am also reducing. I have reduced my errors from around 50 to 30 as of now. The goal is to reach zero by 31st of January. That seems not possible as of now. So for third goal, I am reading half an hour every day. This week I have read 3 hours and 15 minutes, and my average word per minute is around 160. My short-term goal was 150, but so I have crossed that limit. And the fourth one is to upload a professional video, and for which I am already making a blueprint. I will be able to come with some concrete idea by this week. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. My short-term goals are to read as much as possible. And since I've been engaged as HR consultant by 2 startup companies, so I'm reading HR rules from many companies and applying them on in the HR rules which I'm making for the startup companies. As far as uploading of video on YouTube is or social media is concerned, I made a video. I would be editing it and then I would be uploading it very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Roli Sinha. I have my goal of becoming a flawless speaker one day, and in this, I have divided this goal into 4. The first is to reduce crutch words and filler sounds to less than 4 in an 18-minute speech. Second, to have 0 grammatical errors. Third, to use at least one new phrase or word in a 5 to 7 minute speech, and at least 4 such new or uncommon words and phrases in an 18-minute speech. I also aspire to have 0 defects in my time limits. So far, I have made an improvement in the time limits area, but my R counts and filler sounds are still too many. So I'm working on that. Thank you.
My short-term goal is to create a minimum 60-minute course to be deployed on Udemy by March 31st, 2021. My timeline is to complete the course design and development by February 28th, I am slightly behind. I have started work on the design document. I would request somebody from professional speakers to just inquire what is the status of the design document, because I am not where I was supposed to be. Part of the reason is sickness, but a bigger part is the plain laziness on my part, giving priority to other tasks. So I need somebody to just inquire as to where I am so that I keep myself on track. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Sandeep. I have two smart goals for to be covered in this quarter. One is to have the better command on English language by reading novel. I have one improvement is that I have started reading novel of As a Man Thinketh, which will be I finishing today. I'm slightly lacking behind on impromptu and writing the blogs, though there is a improvement in grammar, and you will be noticing my speeches and the role plays. Thank you. Over to you, presiding officer.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shifpriya Gauri, and my short term goal is to enhance my writing skills. I plan to write 9 articles by December 31st, which I did not achieve. I still intend to write more articles, it's just that I would extend my deadline to March 31st. Thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much. Can we have a huge round of applause for all of our members and for their progress in this week? Now, as we were talking about failures, everyone fails. We all fail in our lives, but it is important to know how we manage our failures and leverage for the opportunities that we have. Our Toastmaster of the day is going to take you through the short course, crash course about how to manage our failure as a theme of his Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Sandeep is a goal-oriented person and leads his life with passion. People call him a friend for everyone. He is a sales professional having 10 years of experience. Currently, he is working as area manager at Daikin Air Conditioning India Private Limited. He has been associated with Toastmasters for almost 4 years. Please put your hands together for welcoming our Toastmaster of the day, Sandeep Kumar.
Thank you, President. Today's topic has become one of the favorite ones since this year started, because so many things we talk about successes and the experiences. This is the first time I have read and listened to many leaders, colleagues, and friends, and that things pushed me to think about this thing, how to manage failures. Just like life and death are true, so are with success and failure. Sometimes it is very hard to digest and deny the fact that failures are also natural. Yet they are a painful phenomena for human life. And what we do is when we encounter the failures, we become frustrated and sad, which resulting into demotivation. On the other hand, when we taste success, we feel elated and happy. But the point is how to manage that mindset which we put into the state of failure. And when we are in the state of failure at that moment, we have so many things to bounce back from that situation. But keeping that moment in particular, how to manage. So there are many ways, and based on the experiences from people, I have shortlisted 5. First one is embrace your emotions. Just try to minimize your feelings or distraction yourself can be a counterproductive for the longer term. Just recognize your feelings or what they are and allow yourself time to hurt a bit. However, don't dwell on it for too long. So first is embrace your emotions at that particular moment. I will cover rest of the 4 during the meeting, but let us begin with our meeting number 128. At professional speakers meeting, we have 6 sections. The first one is business segment, which was conducted by Distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur few minutes ago. The second section is professional speech. Today, Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta is our professional speaker. Third section is table topics section, which will be conducted by Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. Fourth section is prepared speeches, and we have one speaker, Distinguished Toastmaster Smita Pati, who will deliver a speech from level 4. Fifth section is our unique segment for every professional meeting, which is Power Talk. Today, Jessica Britfeld is our Power Talk speaker. Last and very important is our evaluation part, which will be led by General Evaluator Roli Sinha. This is all about our structure of the meeting. Let me introduce the role players for the meeting. Please join in welcoming Roli Sinha as a General Evaluator. Timer role will be played by Distinguished Toastmaster Devina Chaturvedi. Today, our counter will be played by Toastmaster Pooja. And today we have Distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur as grammarian. I would request Distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur to introduce word of the day.
Thank you very much. May I request the tech master to spotlight my screen? Can you see me?
We can't see you, we can see the word of the day.
Okay, so okay. I can't see myself. One moment. So the word of the day is converted into the phrase of the day, and the phrase is keep noise to grindstone. It means it is related to the theme of the meeting, managing failures. You need to work hard and to continue work very hard without stopping. For example, members of professional speakers have been keeping their nose to grindstone for completing their strategic goals. Thank you very much. I appreciate if all of you can use it in your speeches and table topics speeches as well as in evaluation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mukesh. Let us begin with our second section of the meeting, which is professional speech. Raj Mehta is a visiting faculty trainer in soft skills and speaker on entrepreneurship, innovation, and incubation, and is a 2-time Distinguished Toastmaster. He is a postgraduate in science and MBA in finance. Mr. Mehta has a rich work experience of 35 years in management and trainings in private, multinational and government organizations like UB Group, FACOR Group, and Minister of Power, and as Technology Transfer Officer at Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer at Industry Interface Unit at IIT Delhi. He's a very fond of listening and watching birds, people, greenery, and music. He's a progressive learner and experimenter, and he strongly believes that perseverance shall take you place. Please put your hands together in welcoming Raj Mehta DTM. Gifts, Raj Mehta.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Sandeep Kumar. My dear friends, we all know what a gift is. It is an item or an object, and it is given to someone at some particular occasion or due to some other reason. But what do we do when we receive a gift? Any answers? What do you do when you receive a gift?
We thank them.
Showcase our gratitude by saying thank you.
Okay. And any other?
We reciprocate.
You reciprocate. Good. What else?
Feel very happy and elated when we receive gifts.
Okay. And what do you do with those gifts?
The moment the people go out, we open the gift and decorate it, keep it for ourselves.
What do you do with those gifts after 1 year?
We keep it with us for lifetime and we cherish the moments.
Really?
Yes.
Are you able to keep those gifts for lifetime?
Yes.
Not always.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have the first ever gift you received from someone?
Yes, I do have.
Then you are great. Congrats.
Thank you.
My dear friends, there are gifts which we receive in our lives from many people and which we cannot demolish, which we cannot damage, which will remain with us during the whole of our life. Do you want to know what those gifts are? Let us talk about those particular gifts which are always with us. Even if we want to damage them, even if we want that they should go from our life, they will not go. They will remain with us. Gifts. Let's dwell on that. And these gifts are concerning your communication. Your communication with your people, the people, I mean, people in your office, people in your neighborhood, people in your bus, people at anywhere, people in your club. So first gift is of awareness. How do you tell to people that you are aware of others' communication needs? Let us
By
give.
observing, sorry.
Okay. Let us first give this gift to people by telling them that we are aware of their communication needs. And how do we do it? We talk to people, and especially the people who are not known to us. For example, people in lifts, people at bus stop, people at in metro station, and people who are doing morning walk, or people who are pregnant, the ladies who are pregnant, wishing some people who are remotely connected with you on their birthdays, on their marriage anniversaries. Just show them that you are aware of their existence. When did you last talk with your rickshaw puller or bus conductor or vegetable or milk supplier? Take a step. You will find many people who might be looking for someone to give an ear to them. Let us give the gift of awareness to people around you. Gift of clarity. We give the gift of clarity in two ways. Number one, by making sure that we are clear of the message being given by our communicator, and by making sure that we are clear on the response which we are giving to our communicator. Recently, our office boy, Ramu, came out of the cabin of our CEO and grunted, "Bloody CEO, the F guy asked me to lick off the tea from his shoes." Without listening the full incidents, one of my managers, who had received a big hike in his salary and upgradation in designation, said in anger, "Go and get me a cup of tea immediately." What was the reason of all this? Because it lacked, the conversation lacked the gift of clarity. The message was not received in the way it was supposed to be received. The gift of trust. How do you give the gift of trust? Any response? Whenever your communicator tells you something, he or she trusts you that you will take that communication in the same spirit and do not make fun of it or reveal it to those whom he or she has been hiding it. And I have a very good example, which happened recently. I have a friend, his name is Anand. His grandfather, that is Anand's grandfather, told Ramesh, who is Anand's friend, about Anand's misbehavior with his mother the last night. Next day, at a get together at Anand's house, Ramesh made fun of Anand's treatment of his mother. This not only spoiled the relationship between Anand and his parents, but also broke the trust the grandfather had imposed in Ramesh. My dear friends, be careful while you are trusting, when you are giving the gift of trust to your communicator. Please make sure that you give this gift by upholding the trust your communicator has in you, because it may make or break relations. The gift of understanding. And it is a gift which everybody would require, and require it very deeply. Many a times we hear words from our communicator without understanding the intention of those words. For example, when Rupi says that he is fond of Rajma Chawal, we need to understand that he is not asking for Rajma Chawal, but he is longing for or missing our company. And you ask him, he will tell you the same thing. Similarly, when I request you to give some innovative ideas for celebrating Valentine's week at our club, you need to understand that your innovative ideas should not include those which have already been spoon-fed by Mukesh Thakur. Your innovative ideas have to be other than those. So understand what is meant by your communicator. The gift of questions. We may fear that if we would ask questions, our communicator shall think that we are not listening him or her attentively, and do not have interest in his or her communication, which may be a message or a problem. What will you do in that circumstances? You need to ask questions. Whenever in doubt, you must ask questions from your communicator so that you do not miss out any important point of communication. At our newest incubator in IIT Delhi, there is a gatekeeper. His name is Ratan Lal. He is very old, and I give him respect and call him Ratan Lal ji. What happened one day that he asked me for a financial help of 2,000 rupees. Then he said that his son had lost his brain. Not clear on his son's disease, in fact, and its latest status. I asked many questions because I was not clear how his son had lost brain. Then he told me what has happened to his son. The questions made me understand fully that his son would be required to stay in the hospital for much longer duration. And thus I gave him 5,000 rupees instead of 2,000 rupees, that also with the promise that I would not need it back. So my dear friends, in order to understand the need of communication of your communicator, ask questions and make sure that you are able to understand the message or the content of the communicator in the spirit in which it is required to be understood. The gift of validation. We receive communications, but how do we validate? How do we validate? If it may not be always possible that you help someone or take some action just for making the communication authentic or the communicator comfortable or beneficiary of your humility or generosity. However, you must validate the right of communication of the person speaking to you. And how would you do it? Suppose you have a group of around 10 people at your door. They are asking for some contribution in organizing a 10-day local Ramlila function. You have listened to them and understood their communication. Though your response may be, I have my own ways of contribution at such occasions, or I shall see into it later. Yet you have validated their right of communication. The gift of acceptance. When we talk about gift of acceptance, what we do, we have to accept the right of communication. See, this is different than the right of validation. When we become friends with someone on social media or otherwise, we choose to accept that not only their communication matters, but they too matter in our life. We need to give the gift of acceptance to our communicators, even though we may not agree. The communication may be untimely or unclear. For example, an industrialist received a telephone call from some stranger yelling, fire, fire at Ambuja cloth mill. Though the industrialist did not have any connection with Ambuja cloth mill, yet he accepted the communication of the stranger and conveyed the message to the real owner of Ambuja cloth mill, which resulted in saving the cloth mill. So my dear friends, accept the communication which you receive from the communicator, because you do not know when this will be of some benefit to some third party. Coming on to the next gift is the gift of time. We all understand communication takes time, while delivering it, as well as while accepting it, as well as while acting on their communication. It may not matter how fast you communicated your message. What matters more is how fast or slow the message has been received and understood. In fact, every communication takes time. Hence, give the gift of time to your communicator as much as you can. I have a really very interesting example. One of the professors in IIT, his name was James Phillips, and he had requested our director to start a center of excellence in biotechnology and biotechnology and biochemical engineering. Professor Phillips had understood well that the communication shall fructify over a period of time. The Center of Excellence was opened only last month. Just see the time it has taken. The communication has started in 2018 and the result has come in 2021. So we should understand and we should give the gift of communication, gift of time to the communicator, so that it should come out with the right perspective. Coming on to the next gift is the gift of care. We all understand that whenever we talk, it always has some emotions in it. Communication cannot go without emotions, and when it concerns emotions, it means we have to take care of the people, because we have to think while putting ourselves in their shoes. It matters a lot if you give the gift of care by sincerely wishing faster recovery to Rolly's son, who got operated for deviated septum and adenoids, or offer rupee all possible help for arranging plasma for his mother suffering from COVID-19. In return, you might receive just a thank you from them. Yet, your gift of caring shall go a long way. Hence, keep giving the gift of caring by remembering those communicators' favorite places, colors, movies, foods, pet words, communication styles, and so on. My dear friends, communication is not which ends there. It connects you with people. It is the words which you speak and it is the words which you receive from others, and thereby you connect with people. The gift of connection can best be given by starting and then reliving communication with unknown and known alike. For example, take a step and ask help from your new neighbors, or offer help to a new admission or roommate in your college or PG hostel. The gift of connection shall build your relationships and help grow yourself as well as the society where you live. We have received so many gifts of communication. Which one is the best one in according to you? Frankly speaking, when I thought on this question, I could not answer because all these communication gifts are better than the others. The gift of communication is about knowing, understanding, and caring for others. I thank you all for being those gifts in my life. And I request or I wish that you shall remain in my life forever as those beautiful gifts. Thank you very much. Over to the Toastmaster Dari.
It was an indeed amazing speech. And thanks Distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta for giving so many gifts. And I hope every member has find these valuable. Now it is right to give the feedback, writing a feedback in form of commendation, recommendation, how all the members and guests found these gifts. And please observe a minute of silence for that. Thank you, timer. Now, second point, to manage failure. Don't take it as personal. Try not to see failure or success as personal. Instead, it is something that you experience. It doesn't change the real you. Just keep your nose to grindstone and it will lead to success. Now it is time for interesting section, which is table topics. And for that, I would like to invite on stage Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. Rupinder Singh, are you okay?
I'm still trying to get to terms with how to unmute myself on a mobile device. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. You actually stole some of my table topics with that narrative. I am trying to keep them focused around our topic, our theme of the day, which is failures. Table topics will be from 1 minute to 2 minutes 30 seconds. Green, yellow, and red cards will be shown at 1 minute, 1 minute 30 seconds, and 2 minutes respectively. All the best to the people that I pick out for the table topics. I will pick people at random. So if any one of you feels left out, let it be known that it is not out of spite. It is just pure coincidence. I will start with the guests today. And I do see somebody from the United Kingdom, Haritosh Srivastav, just joining in. Haritosh, if you could unmute yourself and just say a couple of words so that we know that you are audible.
Hi everyone, glad to be part of this meeting. I completely forgot about the timing, but hope to be here for next an hour.
Yeah, save it for the table topic. Haritosh Srivastav, for you, I have a very special topic. Why I say that is because I was in a table topic contest today, and that was the topic that was given to me or something like it. Haritosh Srivastav, failure is not fatal, failing to change is. Failure is not fatal, failing to change is. Haritosh Srivastav.
What can a small town guy do? This was the question back in 2002 when I was in my hometown. And if I would have thought that I am a failure, I would probably not be sitting here talking to you beautiful guys over Zoom meeting. And that doesn't mean that I'm trying to boast that I never had a failure. I had so many failures. What's more important is what is your learning from failures. As they say, fail means the first attempt in learning and is the essential step to reach success. So if you're not failing, you're doing something wrong. There is another saying that I really love is no, fail fast, fail often to succeed. And that leads to the point of having experimentation. If you're not experimenting, probably you're not growing. If I talk about year 2020, with all the pandemic and everything happening, I experimented so many things. Many of you know I have my YouTube channel. I tried something on Instagram. Now I'm experimenting with podcast, book writing, and that all after having 8 or 9 hours work life. So unless I keep trying, I don't fail, and if I don't fail, I don't succeed. So failure is not about taking it to the heart. Failure is about learning, taking that an experience, analyzing, and then moving on to another failure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Haritosh. Boy, am I glad you were not a part of my contest today. Wonderful table topic. And you actually took out a couple of table topics that I had planned as well, which leads me to getting our area director, Ekta Shetty, distinguished Toastmaster Ekta Shetty on stage. Ekta, if you could please say a couple of words just so that we know that you are audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible. Ekta, this is not related to the theme nor the professional speech of the day. Since you are our area director and you know that members of professional speakers keep their nose to the grindstone, here is a topic for you. Why you should join professional speakers. Why you should join professional speakers, Ekta Shetty.
Thank you so much, Rupinder sir. You should join professional speakers if you want to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Being a Toastmaster and joining any other club is something that everyone does. But if you really want to set goals where you will be followed up by all members of a club, where you can set goals that are outside of the purview of normal public speaking. For example, when I was reading the short-term goals today about creating a course on Udemy, that is really amazing, right? Imagine creating content that will be consumed by so many people all over the world. And if you're aiming not to have ahs, ums in your speeches, just the short-term goals that I saw today inspired me to push myself out of my comfort zone. The only thing that I do every week is to attend my home club's meeting for 2 hours. And then I believe that there is so much of administrative Toastmasters work that I don't feel like doing anything else. But this was an eye-opener for me that there is so much more to life than just, even in the stream of public speaking, it's not just about taking up the various roles that a Toastmasters meeting offers. It is not only about taking part in contests, but it's also about how you can positively create an impact in somebody's lives. And for that, that one statement that Mukesh sir made in his presidential address today, it's about if your goals are not laughable, then there is something seriously wrong with your goals. And I believe professional speakers does have those kind of goals for itself. Not many people may agree with the technique, with the style of working, and there could be a lot of naysayers. But I still believe that if you trust the core of what you are doing, then it will definitely become one of those clubs where maybe membership will become very difficult to get. It will be like 50 members, 100 members one day. We don't have such clubs in District 41. I do see clubs like that in District 92. But I do want professional speakers to become that club one day where everybody is fighting with each other to become a member of professional speakers. And that is why I believe that you should aspire to become a member. Thank you.
You
Rupinder sir,
have
you
to
are
give
on
the
mute.
line of the year. You are on mute.
I wasn't able to hear you, sir.
Okay. Ekta, I know that you are here to write an area report. Be advised that your speech has been recorded. I'm kidding. We're not going to use it against you. May I request Suzanne to unmute herself if possible, and so that she can take a topic? Suzanne? Okay. May I request Alex to unmute himself if possible for a
I'm
table
sorry,
topic?
it took me a while to find unmute.
Okay. Suzanne, are you ready for a table topic?
Sure.
And are you a Toastmaster?
I was a past Toastmaster. I am not currently.
Brilliant. I'm the VP membership of this club. I'm just, again, shameless self-promotion here. Suzanne, topic for you. Suzanne,
Yes.
no defeat is final until you stop trying. No defeat is final until you stop trying. Suzanne.
Defeat is an interesting topic. Think of it as mindset. Are you defeated permanently, or is this a stepping stone to future endeavors and future success? I look at defeat and failure as an opportunity to learn. So as such, when people ask me, have you failed? I usually say no, but by that I mean, I have the mindset that I have learned and I have grown. So that is the first step to overcoming defeat. Now, defeat can be analyzed also from the standpoint of looking at something called SWOT. So, was this defeat due to an external source as a threat, or was it because of some weakness that you currently possess that you need to work on? As such, that gives you some clarity around how to avoid encountering that similar defeat again in the future. And I think that is the essence of overcoming. Being a successful survivor involves persistence, dedication, and investment in yourself. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. I could not agree more. Alex, I took your name after Suzanne. Would you be up for a table topic, please?
Yes, Toastmaster Rupinder.
Great. Before I go ahead, I would like to ask the timer, do I have time for one more after this, or would this be the last table topic?
So we have a 20-minute table topic, so you have plenty of time.
Okay, thank you very much. Alex, the topic for you is either I win or I learn. Either I win or I learn, Alex.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I completely agree with this topic. Either I win or I learn. So every opportunity gives me these two benefits. Either I win or I learn. Sometimes it can be both. I can win as well as I can learn. And even if I don't win, it doesn't matter. I still learn. So if I lose, then what I need to do is just put my nose to the grindstone and try again. And again and again and again till I accomplish it. And throughout all this, I should not lose focus on the learning aspect. Because I may win and I may forget the lessons, then it is not beneficial. So I should also be mindful of this learning aspect, and I should be making efforts so that I can codify it, record it, and use it for the future. So to summarize, I fully agree that every opportunity, every challenge gives me the ability, the opportunity to win or learn or both. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Ladies and gentlemen, we have amongst us a person who has been instrumental in the formation of a club with support from Ekta, from Devina, and from Shivpriya. Toastmaster Pooja Sareen is doing her best to make sure that we have a club very soon in our area. May I request Pooja to be highlighted and she says a couple of words so that I know that she is audible?
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful introduction.
Pooja, for your speech, I want you to walk us through your experiences of building this club. Walk us through your experiences of building this club, Pooja.
Good evening, everyone. Walk us through my experiences to build this club. So
walk you.
Okay. So Vasant Kunj Toastmasters Club, it is not just a club for me, but is a dream for me. Year back when I was a member of IIT Delhi Toastmaster Club and our club meetings were not happening regularly, I felt the sense of guilt. Yes, I want to be part of this club, but somehow my Toastmasters commitments are not fulfilling. And then I joined Toastmasters, JPKU Toastmaster, from where I get the sense of regular meetings and the support from Toastmaster Ekta. And we all are keeping our nose to grindstone to make this club a reality. And believe me, Toastmaster Ekta has done tremendous, and we are 19 and soon to be 20 to get chartered. There are lots of challenges and lots of things which I have learned in this journey, that and making new members, it's not an easy task, but getting the sense how to communicate and how to build connections, networking among different types of people and talking to them on daily basis and on weekly basis. It's really a good experience. Meeting Devina, Shiv Priya, and Rupinder sir was a constant support in our earlier demo meetings, and he was conducting lots of this workshop for table topic session. I feel improvement in myself along with the other people's getting encouraged. I hope this club will do something in near future. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master.
I'm pretty sure it will, Pooja. And when the success story is written, they will know who the author was. Thank you very much. I would now request a guest who is more of a member, because I see her here every meeting. Geeta Kashyap, if you could please unmute yourself and let us know you're audible.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible. Geeta, slightly difficult topic for you. If you do not understand, I'll give you another one. But here goes. Geeta Kashyap, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8, Geeta Kashyap.
Thank you so much for that amazing topic. Fall down 7 times and then stand up on the 8th. It is very important. It's where each failure, each falling teaches us a number of things. We learn our lessons only after falling. If we don't fall, if we only face success in our life, how are we going to learn? It is important in all the greatest people in this world, the most successful people in this world have failed a number of times. Only then they achieve their success. So in order to reach your goals, in order to reach the zenith, the topmost position, you need to fail. Failures are the pillars of success. We all know that. Now, let me tell you, unfortunately, the present scenario is totally different. The children of today, because I'm a teacher and I see people lose hope. These children today, they lose hope very, very soon. One failure is enough to break them totally. Even a slight failure. I've seen so many, even my school, a child, a beautiful child, she committed suicide just because she failed in her 9th standard. Now that too, not in the final exam. I would like to tell everyone why. And then the most important, another thing is learn from your failures. Don't keep blaming others. And what happened was the parents blamed the school blamed the parents. So this blame game continues, and the media takes advantage of the whole situation. So it is very, very important to learn from your failures. It does not matter. It does not matter at all if you fail. You just need to keep your nose grinding on the grindstones to learn from your mistakes and work hard each time you fail. And I'm sure, did I not fail? Did anyone sitting here not fail in their lives? I'm sure each one of us has tasted failure. I too failed a number of times, but that did not make me give up. I did stand up again and again and ultimately reached my goal. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Geeta. As somebody who lost 4 friends to suicide, I could totally resonate with that story of yours. Timer, at this point, I would like to ask you, do we have time? We don't have time. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Before I go, here is something for you to ruminate on. The person who gave me the table topic, the topic for my contest today, gave me another topic at one time. And that topic was treat failure as a stepping stone, not as a camping ground. Treat failure as a stepping stone, not as a camping ground. With that thought, let's put our nose to the grindstone as I hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster, for conducting a wonderful session. And it has been always amazing to listen to you. Now coming back to the theme, how to manage the failures. The third point is, which is keep worrying most of the people who witness failure, is what people will think. So don't worry what people think, because you can't control the emotions, the words, what other people think. The only solution is do things you want to achieve, not because you think other people will be pleased. Now it is time for prepared speeches, and we have distinguished Toastmasters Smita Pati with us. She is EDI specialist and shipping business expert. She's a blogger, painter, poet, and nail tattoo artist. She has been awarded for CSR champion at Infosys Foundation, and has also been awarded as youngest award for excellence for outstanding contribution to organization growth at Infosys Limited. Currently, she is serving as the VP PR for ITBZ. Today, she will be delivering speech from Labor 4 and the project as Manage Change from Dynamic Leadership Path. The objective of speech the purpose of this project is for members to practice developing a change management plan. Also, the purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a change management plan. Timer, please note the time is 7. Please join me in welcoming the
Please allow me to step in and introduce our speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Smita Pati. In the waves of change, we find our direction. In the waves of change, we find our direction, Toastmaster Smita.
That is not so Smita, na? With makeup on, pouting her lips, black nail paint. What is going on? What is this sudden change? And this change, however small might be, must be making some of you very uncomfortable. You might be feeling that, okay, we are not used to see Smita like this. And some of you for whom I'm a new girl, you must be thinking, oh, she's so loud, man. I just can't tolerate this loudness. So change of things than what the usual things happening in this club are. Imagine the situation when there are big changes happening in your life, like this pandemic, or say you lost your job, or say you gained 10 kgs, and you're feeling so uncomfortable about your life. It's like, okay, I cannot survive this change. These are personal life changes, but how about your professional life changes? Merge ups, project changes, new team members who know nothing about what is going on in the project, and you have to deliver it on time. So many aspects coming together demands change management. Dear Toastmasters and guests, we do change management every day in our life, but we do not notice the nitty-gritties of this change management best practices. So what happened to me when I encountered the biggest change of my life, and how the same things that I did in my personal life are impacting and are helping me manage my professional changes that are happening in the projects or client side. Let me take you to this story where I jumped from my core technology to a technology I knew nothing about. I was working for 7 years as an UI expert in Java, and they suddenly changed me to EDI. What is even that technology all about? Do we have a tool? Do we have it available on internet? Nothing was available. to my surprise, the first thing that I wanted to do, irrespective of the fact that I wanted to kill my manager, was to plan it out. I wanted to know if I plan it stepwise about how I will handle this technology and how I will learn it up. It made sense. It made so much sense to have a roadmap, to know where you are going and to know how you will do it. The second thing is about being truthful to yourself and to the audience you are interacting with. Know that there will be challenges. This is not a one-day game and this is not going to happen tomorrow. It will happen over time. There will be people who must have worked for 7 long years in the same technology, yet you will be there handling their technology with less than a day's experience and expecting similar kind of results. So be truthful and be honest with them as well as yourself. This is going to take time and I need to respect that. Third point about the entire change management scenario is learning. You cannot handle any change without learning about your people, about the work you are doing, or the changes that are coming up. So, my friends, if you are in such a position where there is new things happening, start learning. Have the patience that is demanded by the new change to learn the new things, to take proper sessions, to take out proper certifications, to take out proper educational materials available in your organization or outside to learn that technology. And understand again, I repeat the first point here, that this is no big change. This is a big one and it demands a lot of time and hard work and patience. Next up is the thing that we do every day in our life, monitor ourselves. Every night I go stand in front of the mirror and count the number of pimples. If you can do that every day to your face, you can do that every day to every milestone you achieve. Every line of code you write, every new function you learn, every project deliverable you put, and be happy about the fact that with each time you monitor yourself, you have a little bit of growth in that. The graph is slow and steady, increasing towards where you wanted it to go. Last thing that you need to do in any change management scenario, be it in your personal life or in your professional life, is be a strong leader. A leader empathizes with the team, with himself or herself. First point in that entire scenario of strong leadership is empathy, patience, and of all is being there. If there is a change that is coming up in the team, your team should know that you are a part of that change. You are in it with them for that change. If the change is in your personal life or in your respect, then you have to be involved in that change. You cannot expect others to do it for you and expect results that are remarkably brilliant in your graph. It is not relative to others, it is relative to you. With all these points, when I started learning EDI, I saw slow growth. It was a continuous learning over the weekends, over night outs, and over so many other platforms. And after 5 years of this technical journey of working in EDI, I'm an EDI specialist working with people who have 17, 18, 20 years of experience in the same field, beating in their own game and doing the thing that is right, leading another bunch of people who thought EDI is scary. And changes are difficult to manage. Now they also have the hope that if Smita can switch technologies and be here and beat this game out with all others doing more than her, then we can also do it. So remember, changes are always difficult, but be sure that in the bigger picture, they are your game changers. So respect, expect, and expect all the changes and be the best of yourself in everything that life has to offer. Thank you.
Thanks, Smita. It was a wonderful speech, and I hope the waves of her speech definitely change the thought process and gives a direction to all the listeners. Please observe a minute of silence to write the feedback for the speaker. Thanks, Devina. Now, point number 4 on how to manage failure. Right amount of responsibility actually results in handling failures. It is very important to recognize external factors that affects your success. It is also important to recognize what you yourself could have done to improve and make the things done. Don't worry about the things or don't blame yourself for everything, specifically when the things are out of your control. So taking the right amount of responsibility will lead to success and helping you to manage the failure at that particular moment. Now, it is time for our very interesting, amazing, and very important section, which is Power Talk. And today we have Jessica with us as Power Talk speaker. Jessica is a competent communicator and currently serving as president of Berlin Toastmaster Club. She is a division winner of 2020. Without much delay, let me invite Jessica on the stage. Jessica, how to pitch your strength, Jessica.
Thanks, Sandy. Hello, everyone. It's super nice to be here again. And I'm super excited to work with you guys. You've had a long meeting already, and we're going to be doing some interactive activities. So the Zoom master, you're going to be able to help me with the breakout rooms, right? Davina?
Yeah, we'll just give you the access, Jessica, and then you can just play with it.
Ooh, I'm the host. Okay. In North America, we say hostess with the mostess.
Jessica, you are the host.
So that's a fun one.
Jessica,
Great.
you are the host now.
I'm the host. Wonderful. Thank you. I have one important question for you. All of you that are dedicating 2.5 hours on your sunny Sunday, what's in it for you? You are giving me 13 minutes if I'm punctual, 14 if I'm not, of your day. Do I have a responsibility to you, to engage you, to give you something of value? This is the topic I want to explore with elevator pitches. When you are speaking, when you're talking about you, kind of, are you addressing the person who's listening? Because guaranteed, if they're human, they're asking themselves, what's in this for me? We're constantly doing that. Am I right? Can I get a hand in the air if you know humans who ask themselves, hey, you know, my time is valuable. Yeah, thanks. Thanks everyone for being human. I want to explore our strengths today for the next minutes. And we're going to be doing it live. You're going to be going into a breakout room. And for the first minute, we're going to do it fast because I just want to throw these ideas and to get your minds kind of rolling in the possibilities of how to pitch yourself, whether it's for your podcast or whether it's for your business or whether you are like Rupendir and have a prosperous speaking career ahead of you, but want to be more prosperous. By show of hands, I can't see half of you because your cameras are off, so press the button. How many of you have a business that you'd like to grow? Nobody? Mukesh, Pooja, Sandeep. Okay, so just 3 of you. And the rest of you want to be professional speakers. Smita? And 4 participants raised their hands. Okay, we got half of you. My plans are going to work. Now you're going to go into a breakout room and you're going to answer this question. You're going to write an elevator pitch about a superhero. So on the whiteboard, I want you to throw out a couple superheroes. Whoever knows how to annotate, please annotate now. And maybe it's a speaker in India that you really like, or maybe it's Superman, or maybe it's your grandma. I don't know. And then we're going to write an elevator pitch in a group for that individual. And I'm going to give you the elevator pitch format that I'd like you to use in this little exercise. You guys are being shy. Only Davina is using the whiteboard. Come on, Mukesh. Come on, Sandeep. Give us a hero. Thank you, Rupendir. Someone's having a party. Let's mute that person. Thank you, Sandeep. I offer to so that. The simplest formula for an elevator pitch when you are proposing your service or your product to a potential client. Ironman and PS. Oh, I'm too old. I don't know who PS is.
Professional speakers.
Oh, Rupendir, you're funny. Okay, so you can pick one of your heroes from professional speakers. Dr. Kalam, that's funny.
Steve Jobs, Elon Musk.
Okay, thank you. Steve Jobs. Great. Okay. Now, the formula that I wrote below it, I offer, Wonder Woman, thank you. I offer to a group of people so that those people can achieve something. So an example, Elon Musk, I don't even know what he does. I know he has nice cars. So I offer fancy schmancy cars to people with a lot of money so that they can impress their neighbors. Done. Is that a good elevator pitch? No, but I followed the rules at least. Yeah. So you're going to be going into a breakout room and you have literally a minute and a half to work on this together. It's not about thinking deep. It's just about trying a couple ones. Maybe try 1 or 2, write them together, say them together, and then we'll pop back into the rooms. How many breakout rooms? We'll do that. Okay, I'll see you in a minute and a half. If you have any questions, your colleague will probably have understood me, hopefully. Thank you. You're going to see on the room, on the screen, breakout room. You can enter that and then I'll pop you back in a minute and a half after you have created a very fast, poof, elevator pitch for a superhero.
Jessica, I have a request before we go into the breakout rooms. I am logged in with 2 devices, so please make sure that both the rooms are common. Right now I have 2 invitations, one for room 3 and one for room 4.
Well, you need to become a superhero and divide yourself, Roli.
I will stay right here then.
No, pick one of them.
3? 3 is good.
Sure, yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah. Okay, so can you move my device, Roli Sinha, where it says?
Yeah, Roli, you are in number 3. You're supposed to be.
Yeah, right. So the other device also, you need to move me to room 3, not room 4.
What's the other one called?
Roli Sinha.
Okay.
G. Roli Sinha.
3, you're going to room 4. I think so.
Room 3. You need to send me to room 3.
Now you're going to room 4, both of you.
Oh, is it?
Now you're both in 4. Yeah.
Okay. I don't see myself there.
Do you not have an invitation to any room?
No.
You're invited to room 4. And
So I can see the other device. It is in it's with Toastmaster Ekta Shetty.
Okay, I'll try both of them to room 3 and see what happens.
Hi. Can't hear you, Jessica.
Hello. It works when you are unmuted.
Oh, it's better when I'm unmuted, right? Yeah. Thank you, professional speakers. Here. How are you, Davina?
Oh, good. Had so much fun. Yay.
You had so much fun?
Yeah. I made the lamest one out of our group.
Oh, well, that's good that you can admit it. Let's hear it.
She had me for competition and then she made the lamest one. I feel so defeated today.
When you're as old as Rupandir, you'll do just as well as him, Davina. But
yay!
Old, right? So don't worry.
You mean when I'm as experienced?
She's not from Minnesota. She would not know Minnesota nice.
Hi, everyone. Now, because a superhero is so common, we know what they do for people. I want you to think about yourself. You don't have to share it with us, but as you are doing these next exercises, I want you to think, what is my elevator pitch? What do I help people do? And to help you realize what benefits people have after talking to you, we're gonna go to the whiteboard here. Does everyone know how? Doesn't matter. If you want to use the whiteboard, you can, or if you want to use the chat. Those are your 2 options to contribute to this exercise. Next, we're going to be writing down how people feel after they've interacted with you. Yeah? And you don't have to write it on the board if you don't want to, or we could take an example of someone, which would be, let's say Mukesh. Yeah, so you guys could do this exercise another time. Oh, without the S, Mukesh. So after hanging out with Mukesh, how do you feel? After listening to a speech, how do you feel? What is the style of Mukesh? Funny, serious, profound, deep? If you guys want to write, I don't know, he looks like I don't know, I just have a feeling he's a funny guy. I don't know him, yeah? And so when you think of your colleagues here, Davina, I've spoken to Davina. Entertaining, great. So let's make one for Davina. Underneath Davina, we can write, after she speaks or after you meet her, how do you feel? I felt lighter. I felt I felt giggly. I don't know how to spell it, but that's what I felt. Yeah, I felt like a new perspective. We spoke for about 45 minutes the other day about life. Yeah? So for Pooja, right? Yeah, when Pooja speaks, what happens inside of you? nervous, excited, feeling sorrow. I don't know who Pooja is or how she speaks. Relieved. Well, that's nice. Yeah. I want you to do this for yourself. If you have a piece of paper with you, what have people told you about your speaking style or your professional style? Are you the funny one at the water cooler? Are you the one that makes them feel welcome? Are you the one that listens to them? Because this is your unique selling proposition. Every product and service has something unique about it, or else it wouldn't make it to the market. Whether it's the price, whether it's the quality, whether it's how shiny it is. So there's something shiny about you. And what we want to try and find as this digital world continues to throw us more into the digital marketing, we have to differentiate ourselves from other people. And it might just literally be one small thing that you have that Rupandeer doesn't have. Yeah, Davina, you have a brightness literally behind you. It's yellow, I got it. Yeah, Mukesh has this hat on. Does he always wear a hat? Is that his branding? Pooja has a beautiful white smile. Yeah, Raj is dressed very formally. Is he a formal kind of guy? You know, we do have to find ways that we are a little bit different and how we make people feel. Do you have a question before we move on? No? No? Haritosh? Good. Haritosh looks like he's a gamer with those headphones, huh? Very nice. Lovely smile. Great. So I give you the structure of an elevator pitch. Yeah? The benefit people get after working with you. Now, who do you serve? Yeah? I know that my target market is women who are 45 years old in North America usually, and Northern Europe. The Spanish people, they don't get me. I live in Spain. Yeah, I'm not so familiar with the East. Definitely Thai people don't get my humor. So I know that my market is probably going to be Northern Europe and North America because I am North American and I get their jokes and I get what they need and I know how their culture is and their cultural values. Who do you get? Who do you think like? Because we only buy things from people that we like, unless we have no other options in the market and we have to buy from Trump, right? Because he's the boss. But in general, we're gonna buy from people that are like us. So your goal is to think, who really likes my speeches? Yeah, like, does Raj really like, wow, he's my biggest fan. On your piece of paper in front of you, I want you to write down who my biggest fan is. And I want you to write down a couple of names. If it's your mom, it's your mom, okay? That would be my biggest fan. And then my dad, then my sister, but they don't pay me. And then I would think about this one Toastmasters guy who really loves me and supports everything I do. Okay, who are his friends? Who are people like him? Where's he from? So I want you to start thinking about who gets you, who's going to listen to you. Yeah, and then what do you offer? Yeah, it's clear that we're professional speakers or we aspire to be so. And what do you offer to these people? What, I'd love for you to write in the chat box. What do you love teaching? And you can teach this to your nieces. You can teach this to your mom who's old school and she doesn't know what OBS video editing is, which I didn't know until 2 days ago. What do you love teaching to people? If you can share that in the chat. Davina, does this mean on a long power talk, do I have 1 minute left or 2 minutes? 1 minute, okay. Well, nobody's writing anything, so I'm gonna pop to my conclusion. You guys have some homework to do. Yeah? In a power talk, I only have the ability to inspire you to look into this a little bit more and to realize that what you're selling is you as a professional speaker, because we can all Google content. How to do an elevator pitch, guess where I got the information from? Google. You don't need me, but what do you need me for? I help professional speakers get confidence about their strengths so that they can share their vision with the world. That would be my elevator pitch for today. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jessica, for such amazing insights and give the actually points to think on, and it was really, they were really thought provoking, and definitely it's a clear message to us to think beyond the limits. Now coming to the last point on managing the failures. Last point is life's way. Don't think failure as a failure. Instead, think of it as life's way of showing you that you need to improve. The only thing for you is how to do that. Just to work on how to do that. As it is rightly said by someone, that failure is a stepping stone. How to convert as a stopping, this is a task for us. Now it is time for improvement to listening to after listening to all the speakers. Now it's time to how listen we well, and what are the feedbacks for improvement from various members and guests. For that, I would like to invite Rolly Sinha as a general evaluator. She has been a Toastmaster for last 3 years. She has got competent communicator, advanced to bronze, completed 2 paths, namely motivational strategies and presentation mastery. She has been working with Cadence Design Systems and MNC in the electronic design automation domain for last 17 years. She is also responsible for the Cadence Scholarship Program that facilitates college education for underprivileged students. Currently, the program benefits 88 students in Delhi NCR and expect to enroll 30 more. Starting September 2020, she aspires to be a scintillating speaker one day. She loves to read and learn about English language. Please put your hands together in welcoming Rolly Sinha.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the meeting. I'd like the audience to applaud him for his well-structured theme. I'm sure that all of these points will help us a lot in arriving at a conclusion about how we perceive failure and how we want to move on from it. Thank you so much for that. The evaluation segment is divided into a few sections. In the first, I will be inviting the prepared speaker and the professional speaker to receive feedback from all the members of the audience. I hope that all of you are ready with the notes that you captured during the 1-minute pause that was given for recording your observations about the speech that you just heard. After that, we'll be receiving feedback from and reports from the auxiliary team. After that, I will conclude the entire evaluation segment with my own observations. So let's begin. I'd like to invite our professional speaker of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta, to the virtual stage.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Rolly Sinha. Friends, I seek your feedback on my speech gifts. I would request you to give me recommendations. We can talk about the recommendations later on. Okay, may I request Rolly?
Sure, sir. I really liked the way you had structured all of these gifts. Most of us would have thought of intangible gifts as love and attention, but you segregated them very well. I feel that you could have structured it in terms of first defining the gift, then providing an example for it, and then posing an intriguing question related to that gift to the audience. So that would have made it more interactive. But I love this piece. Thank you.
Thank you, Rolly. May I request Haritosh? Were you there at that time, Haritosh? No, okay, no problem.
Sorry, Raj, I was late.
No problem. May I request Jessica? Were you there at the time when I gave the speech?
No.
Okay,
It
okay,
was
Devina.
no.
Devina.
Thank you, Raj sir. I enjoyed your speech today. You offered a lot of information and a lot of inspiration with your topic of gifts, and the way you presented gifts and the gift of communication was extremely good to listen to. One of my suggestions would be to set the tone in the beginning by telling how many topics are you going to walk us through. So I was hooked onto the speech for the first 3, but then they started becoming a little bit more, and I couldn't keep a count of them on my fingers, even though they were there on the screen. So had that expectation been set that I'm going to tell you about 10 gifts, it would have helped me follow the speech more.
Okay, thank you. May I request Mukesh?
Thank you, Rasa. It was really interesting to hear your entire speech. Everything was relatable. Everything I was relating every slide with my personal life. So very insightful and inspiring. Normally, I don't have any recommendation to you. However, some recommendation. One is, had you put a strong call to action at the end of your speech, it would have been great, as well as summary of the entire speech, because there was a lot of slides that went. And let me ask you one question: are all the content your own, or had you borrowed it from somewhere?
Okay, I would like to tell everyone that the headings were taken from internet, but the rest of the content was totally mine.
Thank you very much. So I just felt that some of the slides were a bit of repetitive. I felt like those are the similar things. Otherwise, everything was great. Your delivery was very good. Thank you.
Thank you. May I request Geeta Kashyap?
Mr. Raj Mehta, Toastmaster Raj Mehta, I really loved your speech. The way you started with the question, asking everybody about the gifts, and talking about the various 10 gifts. It was very informative. It was very informative. The only recommendation that I have for you is the voice modulation. Somehow I felt that I was expecting a little change in your tone, especially when you were talking about the help that you provided to one of the workers and the money that you, so some voice modulation, that was, otherwise it was perfectly done.
Thank you very much, Geeta. With this, I would like to summarize the recommendations which I received from the Toastmasters. One is my structure of the speech, and then second is tone, and third is I need to talk about action to be taken, and also to summarize the points at the end. And I have to improve on my voice modulation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta, and the members of the audience who provided feedback for him to implement in his future speeches. Now we welcome somebody I have admired for a very long time, have worked for just a little bit of that time, and I'm so delighted to welcome her to the stage. Our prepared speaker of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Smita Pati.
Thank you, Roli. And now I welcome feedback from all of you. I will not be picking out specific members of the audience to give their feedback. Rather, I would request everyone who heard my speech to put down 2 recommendation or point of improvement about my speech in the chat box addressed to everyone. And in between, I will be speaking about what I felt went wrong in my speech. If you agree that my feelings are same as yours, then I also have a few improvement points to add on from my end as well. So time starts now. Key in your point of improvement that you felt should be there in my speech. Since I was speaking in the professional speakers club for the first time, and I was aware of the fact that there will be so many brilliant speakers here, I was a bit nervous. So there were times I was making grammatical mistakes. I was repeating sentences that were not supposed to be repeated. So that was one first observation from my end. I don't see any chats coming in, but I'm still waiting for all of you to type in your recommendation. Okay, I have one coming from Mukesh that says looking at the notes and start with a related power question and answer in the conclusion. Yes, these two are very brilliant points. Davina also says looking at the notes. Great. Amazing. Geeta does a +1 to the points noted by Mukesh and Davina. Anything from Roli, and we have Jessica. We have so many. Rupinder. Okay, Rupinder has a very valid comment. He says that it was too technical, so could not be understood by 13-year-old. Maybe in the next time I'm using technical terms, I will be putting out explanation of the technical terms that I am using in a layman way so that everybody in the audience can understand. Raj says tone of the entire speech was same, so there is a scope of voice modulation and improvement. I have one comment coming from. Okay, so Jessica says stand up and speak, and maybe have your face towards the sun so that it is brighter. Noted. I usually have a lot of setup done here with background lights, but today my light, I have the light fused, so I have to get a replacement. That works too. Yes, Haritosh says that I had to put the key points a little earlier than they came in the speech, so maybe speech structure could have been improved. And now we have something from Ekta. She's asking who is the target audience, what exact changes that we were trying to bring in and propose that were not clear in the speech. Very pace and voice modulation could help. Very good. I have a lot of point of improvement, and I absolutely agree to all of them, and I would be putting all this in my upcoming speech and definitely improve upon it. And I will also look forward to getting opportunity to speak in this brilliant club, because these feedbacks are really valuable. Having said that, if you have missed, okay, Seema has a feedback that I did excessive use of hand gestures. Great, thank you, Seema. If you think that you have missed giving any feedback, you can drop it in the chat box and I will definitely collect them from Davina or Rolly or anybody from the club. And thank you for your feedback. And I hope from all these feedbacks together, we learn together and we implement these in our speeches as well. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you. It was a wonderful speech to hear, and I love the way you took the feedback and handled it and managed it. Thank you. Now we move on to the reports from our Aussie role plays. First, I would like to invite our grammarian and word master of the day, rather phrase master of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur. Please share your report.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, I hope you can see my screen. I will start with the usage of the word of the day. It was a popular word phrase of the day indeed. So the users are Sandeep, Rupinder Singh used it twice, Alex, Pooja Sareen, and Geeta. Thank you very much for all of you. It was so kind and so sporty that you used it in the way that come to you. Now coming to the good uses, Haritosh shared essential step. That was a good use. Then again, Haritosh, if you are not experimenting, you are not growing, in his table topics speech. Susan shared become a successful survivor in the persistence, and the entire stretch of the sentence was beautiful. I could not write or remember the entire sentence. Geeta used Zenith. Now coming to the areas of improvement, I could find some of the incorrect uses that can be improved. For example, some of our members use really basically as in our sentences. These are not required. These are considered to be excessive, the redundancy in our speech. So we can reduce, we can avoid using those. Someone said, "Oh, amazing speech." It should have been an amazing speech. It is related to article. Again, how members found this gift. It would have been how members received this gift. It is a better use. Related to selection of word, the people should be people only. Related to article again, with the guest today. It should have been with that context, with our guest today. I am starting with August today. How to manage the failures. How to manage failures. It is again article use. One of the speakers said there is no, and I could not hear the entire sentence because of some technical glitch. There is no na. It is having an MTI. If we are using proper English, it should be there is no material thing, is it? The next is no things. Someone said no things are happening. So it meant nothing is happening. It is subject verb agreement. And one member said how listened we will. I supposed he meant how well did we listen. Overall, if we can observe, the entire incorrections are related to mostly article and in some cases selection of words, and very few cases sentence structuring and subject verb agreement. Overall, our report as a grammarian is improving as our entire club. So hope we will be improving better in the next meeting. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh. That was quite a comprehensive report, very well observed and noted. I'd like to now move on to the R counter of the meeting, who very graciously accepted our request, Toastmaster Pooja Serene. Please share your report.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, and greetings to everyone. My purpose was to note the words and the sounds that are used as crutch words or the pause filler by anyone who speaks. So I have counted yours well, so, like, but, repeats, pauses, so, etc. Let's start with Sandeep Kumar, who was TMOD for the day. He used twice, twice, and his tendency of using repetitive words was more. He repeats more than 5 times and took 2 long pauses. Now, moving on to Toastmaster Mukesh, he used more than 5 times ahs and once so, and long pauses were there. In Raj Mehta's sir's speech, there were few ahs, like 2 or 3, and and he has also a tendency to repeat the words. So he repeated more than 5 times and he took pauses thrice. Rupinder sir was flawless. Haritosh Srivastav was also flawless, and Ekta Shetty used twice initially, and then she was flawless, and she repeats the word if, and took 2 pauses. Suzanne used ahs and once or twice, and she repeats once, and her speech was table topic was flawless, and there were a few long pauses. And then Alex speech was also very nice, and he repeated the words and took long pauses in his table topics, which can be avoided. then Geeta Kashyap, then it was me, and I am usually the R queen of my club, so never mind. And Geeta Kashyap, ma'am, she used R once and repeats twice. Smita Pati, during her speech, she was flawless and used lesser R's and ums. But while she was asking for her evaluation, she used multiple R's and ums, and she took long pauses as well. And now let's come to Jessica. She was awesome. And Roli ma'am, as she keeps her nose to the grindstone for being so effortless and being so calm in her delivery, and she is always flawless. Thank you. Over to you, Madam General.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pooja Sareen. I'm really happy that even though you took this role at the last minute, nearly the last minute, you kept your nose to the grindstone and logged every single person's R's, ums, and filler sounds. Thank you so much. Now we move to the timer. Our VP Education, Distinguished Toastmaster, Devina Chaturvedi. Please share your report.
Please allow me a second to just begin my timing. Thank you. So this is a report for our meeting so far. Please let me know if it's visible properly. Otherwise, I'll zoom in a little.
Sure.
It's smaller? Okay.
Yeah, I'm old.
Sure. That's your evaluation of your life. Regardless, it's been a great day at the office of the timer. We managed our initial segments on time. Kudos to the Sergeant at Arms, the presiding officer, and the members to keep that entire segment, that's the opening segment with the business segment, in time. The Toastmaster of the day used his time efficiently, dividing his 2 minutes allotted for the 3 minutes allotted for the introduction of the theme across the meeting, and still being in time and not utilizing his whole 3 minutes. The professional speaker, the introduction took a little bit longer, but then that was managed very well throughout the other aspects of the speech. The professional speech, which was allotted 18 minutes, took 17 minutes and 23 seconds. In the table topic section, all our speakers were in time, in the sense including the 30-second grace period, as well as our table topics master, who once I intimated to him that his time was up, wrapped up within 20 seconds. The prepared speech segment, introduction again took a little bit longer, but the speaker more than made up for it by wrapping her speech up in less than 7 minutes, close to her allotted time. The Power Talk segment was for 15 minutes today, as opposed to our usual 10 minutes. And the Power Talk speaker also respected our time and wrapped it up within her allotted time, discounting the technical glitches that we faced earlier. Including those, it was 46 seconds over. The evaluations were within time. The grammarian, however, exceeded his time by 37 seconds. And as of right now, my time is 2 minutes and 12 seconds. By the time I end, I will have utilized my entire time. Our general evaluator has also managed to utilize her time very well by introducing the evaluation segment as well, which is something I haven't included in the agenda, and that's a note for the VP Education to include for the meetings to come. I have now utilized 2 minutes and 35 seconds, and that's back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you. That is so very well done, and a lesson for all of us, at least for me. So now I shall begin with my report. I really liked the way the Sergeant at Arms role has been reintroduced in our meetings. And we get to listen to the mission statement from our Sergeant at Arms, distinguishing that from the presidential address, which was extremely enthusiastic, very encouraging, and there was an inspirational point related to the theme in it. I love that opening. I love the way the guests were warmly welcomed. The applause continued throughout. I have one suggestion for the president. All of our members also need to hear this. If we are not going to be attending, and this is, I know, falling on deaf ears because those exact members are not present in this meeting. But I hope that we will inform everyone that if you're not going to be present in the meeting, please inform in advance so that the slides can be disabled and we can continue with the slides of the members who are present. Another thing that can be done to avert this, if this happens, is that the president can keep an eye on the participants list to identify exactly which members are present and very quickly skip to the next slide if the member's name is not there in the participants list. I really liked the way the president invited the Toastmaster of the day, Sandeep Kumar. It was really nice. I really appreciated that. I do appreciate it. For the Toastmaster of the day, I really liked the theme. The points that you had in your entire theme were very valid, extremely relatable, and I hope that I will be able to implement those in my life. One thing that you could have done is to make sure that the theme points are logically distributed throughout the meeting so that you don't have the first point and the introduction right in the beginning, and then you go from point to point. I think you could have just kept the introduction in the introduction section, and then for each meeting segment have a point related to it. I felt that the theme points were not very closely woven with the meeting structure or the introduction of the role players. So that is why at one point I heard you say coming back to the theme, which we can avoid. Nevertheless, the points that you had were very valid, and I hope that, yes, I will implement that. Repeating myself there. Now let's come to the Table Topics Master, who I really appreciate, continued with his role despite his illness, and I hope that he recovers very well and very soon. There was no introduction of the Table Topics Master. I think we can improve on that, Mr. TMOD. I like the table topic speeches. Toastmaster Haritosh Srivastava, failure is not fatal, failure to change is. I like the opening, what a small person or small town person can do. I like the personal example. And I like the conclusion, which was done in an effective manner. I think more examples could have been included to make it more engaging and interesting. Distinguished Toastmaster Ekta Shetty was put on the spot literally by our Table Topics Master. I commend his efforts to continue with his VP membership role. Very good to continue with a dual role. But I love the way Distinguished Toastmaster Ekta Shetty, our area director, handled that particular situation. The points that she cited were very specific, and she was very articulate in putting up reasons why you should join professional speakers. I think that that's a part that we should record and should use, not against her, but for getting members for our club. And Toastmaster Suzanne, I'm still going to call you Toastmaster because I believe we are Toastmasters for life. Toastmaster Suzanne, no defeat is final until you stop trying. I love the articulation and the take on the topic. I love the fact that you related it to the mindset. I wish you had included some personal stories because in the introduction section prior to the meeting, I heard some inspirational examples that you shared from your life. I think we all could benefit and learn from how you have handled possible defeats and overcame them. Toastmaster Alex, either I win or I learn. I like the fact that the phrase of the day was used. I like that the content was well structured. Personal stories would have, in my opinion, emphasized the point a little more. I am sorry, I just can't see my timer. Yeah, okay, got it. Thank you. I was a little heartbreak there. Okay, Toastmaster Pooja walked in and shared with her experiences while building the Basant Kunj Toastmaster Club. I like the fact that she said it's not just a club, it's a dream. And she used the phrase of the day, and she credited Ekta, Shivpriya, Rupinder, and more specific examples of what's happening in the club might have related the experience to the audience who are not members or guests in that club yet. So I think that could have been done. Toastmaster Geeta, uh, fall down 7 times, stand up again, stand up 8. I really liked the take on the topic. I really appreciate you sharing the experience as a teacher. I felt that when she was being introduced, saying that if it is too difficult, let me know, I will change it. It kind of undermines the speaker, it discourages them, and doesn't really tell them that they can do it. It's not a very harsh comment from my side. It may seem so, but truly, words play a lot of role. But I love the way the teacher handled and cited how we fail sometimes and don't get up, but we should. I love the closing and the opening of the Table Topics Master. He used the phrase of the day in both cases, and he left us with something to ruminate on. Lovely expression: treat failure as a stepping stone and not as a camping ground. Again, a lovely thought for the day must be implemented in our life. Uh, for my tag team, many thanks. First of all, it's not easy. And I really appreciate the fact that people had taken the roles and they continued carrying them out. For the grammarian, um, very well noted. I think that the print mode of the slide could have been switched off because it said page 1 and it was kind of hiding the text behind it. MTI, you could just say mother tongue influence. Not many people might know it or relate to it instantly, and try to end on a positive note. The R counter, very well noted, all of the observations, very well done there. And the timer, such a professional execution of the role throughout the meeting. Uh, I think that right in the beginning of the meeting, it could have been notified either by the Toastmaster of the meeting or by the timer in the chat box how the timing notifications will be displayed, because it took me a little while to see that we're not using slides this time and we kind of oscillate between that. We could work on that. Thank you to the members of the audience for collating your feedback for each one of the speakers today and providing them with specific helpful feedback. I love the innovative style in which the innovative style in which the prepared speaker took her feedback. I think I just might try it. The part of speaker, hostess with the mostest, very well executed um, portion. I have no words to explain how I feel that so much could be condensed into so little time. I really need to learn from that because I've been seeing the red card forever. And thank you for leaving us with homework. So that is it. I've taken my homework and lessons and I hand it over to the presiding officer, our club president, distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we have a huge round of applause for our general evaluator as well as members of the entire meeting who conducted it so proficiently. Now it's time to review our meeting by our guests. So can we all unmute ourselves and just tell me how was the meeting today? We need some more voice, especially from our guests. How was the meeting today? Ekta, Pooja,
Spectacular.
Jessica.
Spectacular, magnificent, splendid. Wow.
Thank you very much.
Professional.
Had I to give a grammarian report again, I would have put it in the good usage. Okay, so one traditional question: how our meeting started? And
Let me tell you.
मैं बीमार हूँ.
If you risk nothing, you are going to risk everything.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I need to change my tricks. So people have already knew it. So before we conclude our meeting, I would like to hear from our guests, and I would like to start from our Power Talk speaker. Is Jessica around us? Yeah, Jessica. Jessica, here. Hi, Jessica. I think she is busy. So meanwhile, we can start with Haritosh.
Yeah, I know I'm always the second option, but okay. The jokes
You were
apart,
the first option for me.
I know. As always, I love coming to professional speakers. I'm not able to join very often, but I try to join whenever I'm available. Love this meeting, love the format, love the innovation and creativity that you brings to a regular Toastmaster meeting. So keep doing the great work. Hope to join in person soon sometime.
Thank you very much. Keep coming. Now, can I hear from Pooja?
Hello. Yeah. It was really a very nice meeting, and I learned so many things, the different way of evaluation, and really awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Can I hear from Ekta, or area director?
You have given me a lot of good points to write in the area visit report. I am pleasantly surprised. I was not prepared for this. I came in with a very negative frame of mind, but I was pleasantly surprised. It was a very good meeting. I loved the professional speech. I loved Smita's speech because I had delivered a dynamic leadership change. That was my last speech, in fact. So I was able to connect with that also. And Brad sir's speech. It was very profound, I thought. In fact, I'm still thinking about some of the things that he said in his speech. And again, the table topic session also. I actually pinged Rupinder sir on WhatsApp. He pushed each one of us out of our comfort zones by asking us the exact question that maybe we would never think of doing in our lives. For example, he asked me to make a pitch for PS. I can be brutally honest, I would never do it to anybody. So just the fact that he asked me to do it, that I think that inspired, that got me thinking on my feet, right? I didn't have a choice but to think and to say something. So I thought this was really a meeting that I will remember for a long, long time. Yes. Thank you. I'll write a detailed report now, not a one line.
Thank you very much. Jessica, can you hear me? Jessica? Yeah, so we need to hear from you, your feedback about our meeting.
My feedback is that you guys are detail oriented. My God, on the Excel sheet, like highlighting the red and the milliseconds. When I was in India, it wasn't so punctual. So you guys are very professional, and all the evaluation, and I think all the feedback will help you guys become more professional for sure. It's a very long meeting. I have to say that 2.5 hours is very, very, very long on a sunny Sunday. But if you guys like it, it seems like a really nice group of people. And it would be nice if more people put the cameras on, because I was only talking to like 6 faces. So I don't know if those people are even here. So that might be something the club might want to encourage more in certain segments, maybe. I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you. So on behalf of a professional speaker, we want to thank you for your amazing power talk. And just as a small token of appreciation, I would like to come on the virtual stage and receive this certificate from us.
Thank you. Thank you for the flowers.
Our VP Education will be sending this certificate to you. Or
send some butter chicken while you're at it. That would be nice.
Thank you very much. Now, can I hear from Geeta? Geeta,
Yes, sorry. Yeah, loved the meeting totally. As Rupinder has already said, I'm almost like a member here, visiting you people every Sunday. It's amazing. I loved the professional speakers. I loved the power talk. Every minute I loved it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I would like to apologize, Geeta, if that topic, what I said was condescending. It's just that I've had a lot of trouble with this topic. Last time I asked it to somebody in Australia, they started multiplying 7 with 8. For what reason, I will never know. So.
Anyway, moving on. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can I hear from Alex? Alex, yes.
Yeah. Yes, Toastmaster Mukesh. As I told you, I just saw the flyer on the LinkedIn and I did not know what to expect. Basically, honestly, I just saw that, okay, there is going to be a pitch, yes, speech about making a pitch. So I was really curious and that's the reason I joined. And today, it's a working day for us. I'm joining you from Dubai, so that's why I didn't switch on the video. Hope you will understand. But otherwise, it was a very good meeting. I really liked the way different segments were conducted, particularly the way evaluations were solicited from everybody instead of one-to-one. And also, I liked the way Timer and other role players they did their job. It was really very enlightening and entertaining time, and it was well spent. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Alex. Keep coming to our meeting. We meet every Sunday 4 to 6:30.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I hear from Seema?
Yes, sure. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, first of all. And I really love to keep coming back to this place. Why? Because you people are quite professional when it comes to speaking and all, which is again your forte, or I would say USP, unique selling point. And another thing is you people keep your nose to the grindstone all the time. Like I love coming here. Why? Because one, I get more exposure. We all know the more we expose, the more we learn, the more we can contribute. At the same time, I really love the topics whatsoever were discussed here, from the power talk till the Jessica's, that session. Everything was spectacular, magnificent. I was mesmerized, and I would also like to speak about some of the people who I always adore, but this time they have mused me. Why? Because though they're not well, they're suffering from something or the other. Everyone is suffering, but now they are suffering, which is something very treacherous this time, and they are overcoming it. Still, they are not leaving any stone. It is stated they are not leaving any stone unturned. They are participating. They are inspiring others. This is what I feel this platform is all about, and coming here learning from all of you is a blessing, and itself is a great thing. For me, it is a treasure beyond measure, and thank you all of you for contributing something valuable to me. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Seema. Keep coming to our meetings.
Sure.
Can we hear from Moin Ansari?
Yes, thank you so much for providing me this opportunity. Thank you, everyone. Once I had an opportunity to attend the session in Delhi. I was there for my treatment, so I had an opportunity to attend live session. Since then, I'm here, and I'm here from Ranchi. I'm running here the Ranchi Speakers Club, and Ranchi Toastmaster Club. So whenever I join, I get to learn a lot of things, and that I implement in my club here in Ranchi Toastmasters Club. And people appreciate me, and they like me the way I implement and put the new things. So I learned a lot of things whenever I join and whenever I come this meeting. Thank you so much for making all the efforts and making us and inspiring us whatever we are. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Moin. That is so inspiring. So members and guests, we had started our meeting with a quote that if you are risking nothing, then you are risking everything. And that's why that's are the expectation. People have lots of expectation. Members have a lot to do. All of us have to keep our nose to grindstone because there are things to achieve. And there are live examples. For example, I will give you examples of two of our members, Rupinder Singh DTM and Roli Sinha, who are not well. Still, they are performing their roles to the perfection. So can you have a huge round of applause for both of them? This is the determination and professionalism we are here for. So thank you very much for joining and keeping every other person inspiring. Let's hope our next meeting we will be doing more better, more professional, and more enthusiastic because our next meeting starts now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Whoever has the access, please stop recording. Thank you.
I think Jessica is the host. Jessica, can you make me? Who is the host?
Says Raj sir is the host.
No,
Raj sir is the host.
I think
Raj sir, you are the host.
Rajesh.
whenever is made host.
Hello, people. So nice to see you.
Hi, Shiva. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Thank you so much, Jessica.
I am going to sleep. Good night,
Nice to
everyone.
meet you, Haritosh, after ages.
Rupinder sir,